Good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy, and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 29th of August. Now, if you are new here, I just let my guides channel through to you and get messages to you. Don't forget to subscribe as well and hit those like buttons, and also comment down below. You know, I love hearing from you guys. We have some funny little chats on here. So I'll close my eyes, we'll get started, and we'll see what comes up. Yeah, now I'm getting these global leaders are suppressing a lot of information. Like, we know that. If you're here on my channel, we know how good they are at covering up. Now, the problem is that they became exposed. This was probably a month or so ago. They were bang, 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 rolling out their reset agenda. You could say it was like shooting holes in all these people waking up. But the people started to stand up. We know Netherlands stood up, Sri Lanka stood up. There was a lot of countries that started to wake up to all the nonsense and garbage that was being poured down their throat. Like, I think I said, like a bad cough mixture. So that a lot of these people woke up, and they know something is fishy. And these government leaders are hoarding it and suppressing the information. We know that YouTube is definitely censoring and suppressing a lot of information getting out, probably a lot around the reset. We only see the surface of the reset. If you're here on my channel, we only know the tip of the iceberg as well. There is so much more to the reset that we don't even have a clue, actually, because they're so clever and manipulative, and they play with people's minds. Because you're not dealing with normal people that are rolling these things out. We're dealing with like psychopaths and total nutters that are dangerous. And all the puppet masters in the background, we know how clever and manipulative they can be with the people who work for them. So that's what I'm getting. They're really controlling and working on suppressing the information at the moment about the reset. So we know that's being very heavily policed, because they've got a lot tighter with algorithms and things like that. Gosh, here in Australia, they've even shut down a few channels by giving them so many strikes. They've just shut them down when they were telling the truth. Oh, it's so frustrating, isn't it? Every time the truth starts coming out, they just quickly put it out. It's again getting back to the spot fires. Let's put out the spot fires. Oh, it makes you just so frustrated. So that's what I'm getting. They're really trying to settle everything back down. I talked about that they came too hard and too heavy at people with their big agenda, and it woke too many people up. So they've had to do this. I told you there'd be this little lull period, and they're suppressing it. They're still putting their little seeds out. We know they're very good at planting seeds and subliminal messages in people, as I talked about the other day. But they're still trying to keep everything under the radar. Mind you, it's all still rolling out underneath the surface. We know that here. Gosh, we're not silly, are we? So we've still got these government leaders, and I used the analogy the other week about them circling like sharks, ready to pounce on people and attack. But they're waiting now until people become more vulnerable. So they're waiting till people kind of, I guess you could say, kind of hit rock bottom, but till people need their help. So it's that when people are vulnerable, that's when they reach out for help. Like, they want the government aid, or they might need that government assistance to help them buy a house. Or this is the kind of stuff the government's like rubbing their hands together, and they're all waiting for these things to happen. They're waiting till people become vulnerable. I mean, look at the cost of living, like, for goodness sake. It's absolutely absurd. It's absurd. And people are tired of the rises in the cost of living, because that's not stopping. So these people are tired from everything, and we know that's what's happening. And when you start to get tired, you start to get run down, you pick up more viruses, as we know. You just get more run down, and then you get tired. Some people end up with depression. You know, they've got these soul breakdowns going on as well. So they're starting to sort of collapse into that pile. And that's what, as we know here, government's hoping for. They want people to go down and hit rock bottom and be emotional wrecks. That's the idea of it. And then they can live their lovely little world, fly around in their jet planes, own everything, and we'll all have nothing and work for them. And that's their planned agenda. So they've gone a little bit quiet at the moment, and they've suppressed a lot of the reset information because they don't want any more of it coming out. Because at the moment, see, these government leaders and these people in charge, they think it's fine still because they think people over here, not us, they think these people still see it as a big conspiracy, and it's not a big deal because, you know, you always get your conspiracy theorists. Mind you, there's a hell of a lot of us now, isn't there? And they're not actually conspiracies, they're truths. But these people think they can manage it enough if they censor everything. And obviously mainstream media is one of their big ones that they control because they pretty much own everything, all the media platforms, as we know. Zuckerberg, like I said the other day, he admitted that he put all that Hunter Biden stuff low down on the algorithms. So pretty much no one was seeing it. I'm guessing a couple of bits slipped through because it was pretty funny, wasn't it? Some of the stuff. Oh, God. Oh, dear. But this is what I'm getting. They definitely control it, and we know that. Unfortunately, it's just taking time for these other people waking up to know that. So there's definitely this suppression of information is getting tighter and tighter as well. Hang on, let's see what else we get. Yeah, it's showing me again, people are like, because people are really hurting financially, a lot of people are like hitting the hip flask. So they're showing me like they're having that little squig of drink. So, you know, these kind of things can turn people to, like I said, depression, alcoholism, can cause just marriage separations, things like that. This is going to hit people again. Now, we know for the last 3 years, pretty much, everyone's been on and off in lockdowns. It's ruined businesses, it's ruined people's lives, and this is going to start happening again. We're going back into this cycle of if these people don't wake up, which I know here for a lot of you guys, we're surprised that they haven't already, because how do you not wake up? I thought by the second jab they would have woken up, didn't you? Oh my God, and here we are still going. But this is what I'm getting. There's going to be more of this kind of collapsing of people's lives again. They're going to go under divorces, more domestic violence. You know, we know how it goes, and both ways, males, females. This is just going to go on and on and on. And these are the things that cause people's lives to collapse, see? Pretty major, and sadly it's going to happen, but, you know, sometimes, that's what I keep saying, sometimes from these negative experiences, positive things come, because that causes them to hit rock bottom, and then they have to seek the help that they need, some of these people, not all, but, you know, like all of us went through, we went through a lot of our traumas, our soul breakdowns, dark nights of the soul, depression. Everybody, I can tell you on my channel, has been through something that has waken them up. Some people are born like it. Admittedly, they have that intuitive ability right from a young one. And if you're around the right environment where your parents nurture you and encourage that, then that's great. But a lot of us sort of get forced to suppress those things because we don't really understand ourselves and who we are. And that's what these people are now going through. Oh, gosh, it's good to be through that, isn't it? And on the other side, I must say, sitting back in our recliners, watching the show from a very far distance, a very safe place, with our binoculars. Let's see what else we get today. And people can't believe this is happening. Oh my God. It's showing me all these people wake up like they're in a straitjacket. If you think of a straitjacket where you get your hands tied like this so you can't hurt yourself or hurt anyone else. That's what these people feel like. They feel like they've woken up and they're like going mad. You think about it. If you find out you've been lied to by government, media, you're still getting crap thrown at you, you would start to feel like you're going mad. God, we've felt mad at times, haven't we? We've sort of had to, remember there were a lot of times where we wanted to find out and get that concrete evidence of, is this real? Is this really happening? There was like this transitional period after the sort of the jab event, which was pretty intense for a while. You did feel like you were going a little bit mad because we just needed that concrete evidence. And then it was when it started being talked about by the parliamentary leaders and this kind of thing, and when they started to roll things out, that gave us that really good concrete evidence that, oh, yes, the reset is a real thing. Because it was just seemed like some strange story like in the distance for us, even for a while. So that's what these people are going through now. They're starting to hunt, they're starting to find out the information, and they're piecing it all together. They are. I know it's hard to believe, and it's so frustrating, but it's just, they're just in that mind frame now where they feel like they're going mad and this cannot be real, this cannot be happening, and they feel like they're in the straitjacket with their hands tied like this, and they're just all like, I guess you could say like that trapped feeling, trapped by government, like your hands are tied by government is the image that I'm getting for these people. And that's why they're going to be forced to break free of it, because if they don't do a, like, I guess you could say a Houdini and get themselves out and fight back, they're going to stay stuck with government controlling them and having their hands tied by government all the time and being dictated to. And that's what they're going to work out. And a lot of them have already worked it out and are still working that out. But they've got to escape now. They've got to become the Houdinis. We became the Houdinis very, very early on and escaped and became the Mavericks and the Rebels and the... what is it? Oh my God, the Braveheart bikers. So now that's what these people have to do. They have to fight to get their freedom back, or it's going to be gone forever. I'll see if there's anything else to close with today. I'm getting it. People are coming over. They're coming over to... or what would the government call us? The darkness. Well, we're not. We're actually the light. But these people are trying to come over now. They're coming to the light. I keep talking about them running out of the government tunnel and just like the Mission Impossible running to the light. Well, that's what they're doing. They're even running with their straitjackets on, and they're trying to like get their hand over their arm and the other hand and undo and keep, but they're still able to run with their legs. So they're finding that freedom again. They are. These people are running from government. I said it yesterday that a lot of them escaped from the cattle yard, meaning the people waking up, and they're getting out. They're getting out of the narrative. I think we could pretty much say that here. And to be honest, it's interesting, isn't it, that a lot of people are now looking at Fauci. Oh, yes, I'm not a big fan of Fauci, as you know here, who was one of the puppets for the puppet masters behind. He's been doing a lot of interviews with his semi-retirement, I guess you could say. Oh, they're so full of their own egos. He's like 80, isn't he? Like, why would you even be bothered? Why would you go live on a tropical island and enjoy your life? Just ridiculous. It's all, see, this is what they're like. They're such narcissists and full of their own egos. They just get that real fix off it. And there's been a lot of interviews with him. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of them. And it's just, it's absolute ridiculousness. I watched something with him in it this morning. I think it was on Redacted. You should go and have a look at it. The channel Redacted. It's actually pretty good. They tell a lot of truths on there. And he was he was actually just saying how that he didn't make the decisions, that a lot of the leaders made the decisions, and it hasn't really, it did help everybody. This was like locking people in their homes they were talking about, rather. And he's saying how it didn't affect people. It was actually a good thing. And like these people said, like, it affected all the teenagers' health. There's so much mental health on the rise. Old people died in their old age homes. No one could visit them because of lockdowns. It was horrific and sad. So many things. I know you guys have been an endless list. Let me know how the lockdowns affected you guys, because we would all have a different experience from that. So he's sitting up there on his big throne, Fauci, being interviewed with delicate questions. No one's allowed to ask any tough questions, as we know. And he's saying lockdowns didn't affect people. Like, what? This is how psychopaths work, isn't it? They live in their own little bubble and they don't live like the rest of us. They don't understand how the real world works at all. It's just really sad. But this is the sort of stuff now that these people are being exposed to and having to look at. And that's where they're going to start standing up, because they're going to realise, hang on a minute, these global elites are getting on with their life like everything's wonderful, and we all got locked down. And see, this is what people don't realise as well. And I know you guys do here on my channel. We know that all this carbon emissions, and in Canada they're working on you've got to become a vegan and eat, or a vegetarian rather, is it, and eat bugs and have no more meat. We know they're pushing that in Canada at the moment. But this is the thing with the flying. They're purposely crashing that industry. And we know it here on my channel. I know you guys know it. They made out 2 weeks to flatten the curve. You have your freedom back, get your jab, you can travel all overseas, do all that. And now they're taking it from everyone again. Yes, they are taking it again. We know they are, because they don't want us little plebs and peasants flying around the countryside, do they? They want to squash us. So what they're doing is, by stealth, as usual, oh, all the bags are going missing. Oh, all the flights are being cancelled. Oh, because everybody's sick. We know it's not because everybody's sick. What an absolute bunch of lies. And, of course, they're going to have to reduce the amount of planes flying around because carbon emissions. So this is all going under the one sort of umbrella. Meanwhile, all the elites are flying around in their private jets, here, there and everywhere. Never going to affect them. We know it. And now they're pushing this. They don't want us flying around the countryside. So can you imagine when all these people who got jabbed so they could fly? My sister's one of them. She travels everywhere. She only got the jab, I think. I don't think it was about the virus. So she could travel and have her freedom. She's not going to want that taken away. Plus, we don't know what these jabs have done to the blood clot situation when it comes to flying. So, people need to start opening their eyes, don't they? And maybe that's the information we need to start sharing with these people now, because it's almost, they're not in the mass psychosis for all of this. So they are more receptive to this kind of information. But we know this is where it's all headed. We know that they're wanting us to fly less, be more controlled, not have our freedom and jet setting all over the world, because then it becomes the world for the elites and all these beautiful resorts. And this is a very long-term goal, obviously, but they will have the rights of the world and they can do whatever they want without having to mix with the little peasants and the little dirty people who have their grubby clothes and who are begging for bread. Well, that's their theory. This is their long-term goal. That's what they want to turn us in. Not us, of course. If you're watching my channel, oh no, we've started growing our own vegetables. I told you I am. I don't know what I'll put in first. I might put some potatoes in. I know you guys were interested in maybe some carrots in what I was growing. I do normally grow tomatoes, so I'll probably put some of those in as well. But we're getting quite creative over here, aren't we? And we're creating our own little worlds and coming together and strengthening each other. And now these people are going to have to be forced to start to look at where their life is headed, because it was a false illusion right from the beginning. They were lied to. We know they were lied to. It's so obvious now. But don't worry, it's becoming obvious to them. All our conspiracies that were absolute nonsense and garbage, and everyone used to attack us. Well, who are they going to attack now? Because we're not available for them to attack anymore. So they're going to have to attack government and turn on government, because we, as I keep saying, moved ourselves away and remain over here, probably behind the fence like Wilson, if we've got any brains, and shut that gate behind us. And laying back on the recliner, just watching the clouds going by and relaxing, because we're not in this shitstorm, I often call it, anymore. We're not there. We know that we have to stay out of this now, and they can't attack us anymore, because we can't be blamed for all of this. We know we were for the jab event, because we were totally vilified and everything, and even mandates and people with injuries. I know you were too. You're not alone. Welcome to our channel, because we're all here sharing similar experience of vilification. So now they're going to have to turn on government, and that's what we want to hear. We need them to turn on government, because the more they turn on government, the more it squashes the agenda and it suppresses things and it stretches it out. And the longer that all this rollout takes, the more people start to wake up and see all the bullshit and lies. Excuse the French, but sometimes you just got to swear, because it just fits, doesn't it? Let me see if there's anything to close with today. Yeah, and that's what they're showing me. These people waking up, they're having to stomp out their own spot fires. So they know, and they're panicking. It's like if you've got a fire coming towards you. I know a lot of you guys. Oh, that was probably why I got California. You have big bushfires over there, don't you? I got California yesterday. Oh, that could be a smart city place. Just saying. But that's what's happening with these people. It's like they're getting these spot fires now, and they're having to put out their own spot fires. It's showing me these people waking up are putting out spot fires. So they're kind of, in their mind, they know something's not right, and this is that gut feeling thing again. But they're stomping out the fires like, oh, well, if I just sort out that bank account, or if I can change my interest rate on my home loan. So they're putting out their own spot fires now, not us. We saw it coming. I'm not saying we don't get affected by these things, because we do. We sort of get the ripple effect, but we were more prepared. We saw these things coming, and so we could take action early. But now these people are stomping, and these people waking up, stomping out their little spot fires, but they're not going to be able to keep doing it, because, you know, as we all know, you can fight with spot fires and try and put them out, but eventually that fire still keeps coming towards you, and it gets to the point where you just can't keep putting spot fires out. Having been through bushfires here in Australia, I can tell you now, they just, when they're on a roll and they're coming at you that vicious and that fast, it just swamps over the top of you. So that's what these people are going through now. They're putting out their little spot fires thinking they've got this all under control. But as we know here, they haven't, because there's more to come. They're just seeing the little snippets. We know the reset runs very deep like the iceberg. There's much more to come that's going to hit these people and knock them over. So they're going to be forced to stand up. Yay! Let's hope they do. Fingers, it's very soon. I did say September. So let's see. Oh, God, I hope so. All right, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I'll do another video this afternoon. I might do it outside. I think the weather's going to be nice, like a little bit of spring. I'm a bit of a teaser, aren't I? Sorry, guys. I know a lot of you are coming into winter, but winter's nice and cozy too. It's got some positive aspects as well. All right, and I'll say goodbye. Don't forget to comment, hit those like buttons, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye from Australia. Bye, everyone.